It's 2 minutes after. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the All In for Founders Club Zoom this evening. If you guys are watching the recording, welcome.
Muted you.
All right, I am now unmuted. If you guys would message your accountability partner, make sure they watch this or make sure they watch the recording, because we have some great information for you guys this evening. We have a special guest, and as soon as I say her name, I do not need to give her any kind of special introduction because her name will say it all. Miss Jana Bullard, would you please come on and join us? And Jana is going to be giving us some tips of how she has earned so many Founders Clubs. She's earned just about every single one of them. She's going to inspire us that if we're not where we want to be right now with our points and with our unique accounts, she is going to let you know that it is definitely not too late to grow your singular business, to earn Founders Club. So Jana Bullard, if you would, come on and take it away.
Well, thankfully, I just remembered to unmute myself. I hope I can live up to all of that, y'all. Y'all know it's going to be a 50-50, right? Also, I mean, Stacy being the king of Founders Club and Melissa Adams on here, who they're in the top 10 usually. And so I'm just humbled and honored. And I thought, I hope I bring you something tonight. And so first of all, I will tell you that I love the new Founders Club. If you think for even a minute you cannot earn this trip, you are so wrong. But if you're thinking that, you're not working it. And the most important thing I think, Stacy, is you got to remember Founders Club is the base of building a business. We build like by inception, by bringing people on, and we build by turning around and helping them do the same. They need income. I promise you. And so it's the foundation. The reward from building a solid business is this beach trip, which is super worth it, right? And so I love the qualifications. And I think about when you align them with the new Quick Start, with the Quick Start Level 1, the simplicity of that, and then how that moves to Quick Start Level 2, like be sure your mind is wrapped around that, because people can make really good money really quickly. But I think there's a few things that we don't do that's super important. I mean, and y'all know when I say we, I mean a broad brush. It's not everybody. And so if you go, well, I do that religiously, Jana, that's awesome, because you probably do it better than I do. Okay. So this is the thing. We don't decide that we're going to go on Founders Club. Y'all, the first 2 years I was in Singular, I didn't. The first year, I didn't even know what it was. I didn't even know what Quick Start was. Like, I didn't have a clue what it was. And, you know, there's always promos. And like, you think like a new person, they're like, I can't keep up with what the team threw out versus what the company threw out. And their hair's just on fire and they don't have a clue. So if you know that this person would be good and that they would understand that this is the foundation of the business, y'all don't think that they just get it, because they don't. I didn't have a clue. The next year, I didn't think it was something you worked for. But remember, I came in going like, this isn't like real longevity income. I'm a banker. Like, this is fun, but like nobody really like feeds their family with this. And I'm like, well, we're feeding some families. Okay. We're not only feeding our family, we're feeding some other families. And so I was wrong about it. So you have to decide that you're going to do it, and you have to understand how it works. If you do not understand Level 1 Quick Start, if you do not understand how that works, if you don't understand the difference between having a rank advance and a Quick Start, this is the foundation of your business. If you know nothing else, you need to know how Founders Club works. Okay. This is how we pay it forward. And you can tell as a company, we've got a huge focus on distributors. Y'all, we're not going to become a household name without more people. You are not going to have walkaway income, legacy income, pay off all the credit cards and 4 houses too, or give to your favorite college without understanding the foundation of Founders Club. It is literally your future. It is absolutely your future. So you got to lean into it. You got to understand it. And I will say, with the changes this year, I mean, I've always known I'm going to hit it. I'm going to hit it. I may not be the first to hit it. Next year, I'm going to take that on, because Robin and Lori are starting to get on my nerves. getting on my nerves. So I'm like, so next year I'm just going to go ahead and do that. But y'all, this year, for the first time ever, this is how much I believe that this is a model that anyone can do, is I'm going to max it out. I've never said I'm going to max out Founders Club. Like, I'm going to hit it, but to go, okay, that's easy to explain. Like, why would we not max it out? Like, it's on my little board right over there, max out Founders Club. So like, we're at a different place with this, and it's completely different than when, like, my first year, you had to have the silver manager and you had to have this and all this kind of stuff. So the simplicity of it, y'all embrace it. And it is your thing you do every day as you work on Founders Club. If you work on Founders Club every day, you can build an incredible business. Okay. So, but with that is, I always say when I start my new year is that I want half of my unique accounts to come from rank ups. Getting people to quick start and leaving them high and dry does not a business make. Okay. Now, do people quit or not hit their quick start, or hit their quick start and almost ghost you? Absolutely. Absolutely. I have them every year, but one of mine is, I've got a girl that's manager. One of my unique accounts, she's going to be silver manager. And so I've spent time with her. I'd actually never met her in person. I went to meet her in person because I'm going to help her build. She's got to have more sight. She's got to see further down the road. And she's really got to understand that she needs to do the same things I'm doing with quick starts and so forth and so on. So I think it's very important that you set your sights on rank ups and past manager. And so, interestingly enough, I told Melissa when we first popped on here, I said, my hair has been on fire for 2 hours because this girl that is going to go to silver, she's silver manager. And I flat out told her when I was teaching her about Founders Club, I said, you will be one of my unique accounts when you hit silver manager. We are going to get you a plan. You've got a distributor now. We're going to get her to quick start. All of that counts, right? So vision casting and making sure she has a plan. This girl on her 3rd level has already signed up. She just upgraded. She just signed somebody up, and she says, I've got a list. She says, and I've been talking to her for 2 hours. She has a network marketing background. So she understands that her first goal is she's going to get 4 on her way to 8. This is going to change both her upline, who is a single mom teacher that came out of an abusive marriage, and the ex-husband's actually in prison. This is going to change a lot for her. So are you getting them connected? Are you vision casting? Are you getting them excited about their business? I think that's one of the missing pieces. So whether it's connection calls, whether it is inspire videos, whether it is some of the, I don't know if y'all heard Cora talking about, I call it ask tag message. Like, are you telling them, I want you to look at something? Are you talking with them? But then are you just pelting them with stories? And this is not news to y'all. Y'all have heard this before. Y'all, if we don't excite them about their business quick to get that quick start, the only person that's excited is us. That is not going to help them. If you're the only person that's excited about Stacy hitting his quick start, Stacy probably not going to hit his quick start. If he hits his quick start, he's not going to manager because nobody cares other than you. So we've got to fan those flames and help them see of what this is. I think by asking them always with a new distributor, how much money, like, what's your goal? Like, what are you doing here? I literally told her, I said, look at that comp plan. I said, I need to know where you need to be this month. I need to know where you need to be in 6 months. And I need to know where you need to be so that your husband's flailing 401k. And what you're doing is not going to keep y'all working longer than what y'all want it to. And you won't have to change your lifestyle if you do retire. You've got to look at those, and you've got to be honest with yourself. And then you've got to tell me. So are you connecting them to what it is that they need to accomplish, getting them excited, making sure they've got a goal? If you're the only one that's got a goal and your goal is 4, you're dragging them already. You are already dragging them. Okay. So first of all, get their goals. What are they going to do to do it? Are we going to make the list? Are we going to reach out? Do you have friends that you already know needs product? But you've got to think about distributors. You said, Jamie, that you need X amount of dollars. You said that you're going to spend this much time doing it. In order to do that, you're going to have distributors. We can't sell Zing. Like, you're not going to get there. Like, don't lie to them. You're not going to get there selling a bunch of zinc. Who will you build this empire with? We've got to tell them. So get them excited about their business, get them thinking about, I am intentionally going to hit quick start. I'm not going to make a post and hope it happens. Now, are they going to post? Yes. Are they going to invite to your testimony page? Yes. But that's not your go-to. It's like, get them thinking about building a business. Get them excited about that. Help them paint the picture. And then just everything. Anytime somebody's new, especially, and I just think people need this in general. Lori Ulrich says people will do more for praises and raises. Well, praises will get you raises. You know what I mean? And so they don't know. Remember, most people are guarding their heart. That's why it took them forever to upgrade, y'all. That's why it took them forever to buy your product. And so most people are guarding their own heart because they're afraid they don't know what they're doing. And even if they're excited, they're unsure. And you can't overwhelm them. Y'all don't give them the kitchen sink. Like, spoon feed them, connect them, feed them, connect them, things like that. But if in all of that, they don't like start to see the vision, they don't really start to see that they could do something, and they won't believe that if they don't know your post was so on point. I loved it. I saw you inviting to I saw you drop me in that chat, the way you introduced me on the call, the way you interacted when we were having somebody share their story, the way you teed that up, the way you shared who your friend was and what you already knew about them. That is exactly what you want to do. So make sure that you're doing the small claps, because that energy positivity increases productivity by 30% by itself. That's without anything else, y'all. So now I'm scared because I'm new and I'm intimidated. But when you say, Jana, that was good, that's exactly like that post was good. And that what you said to your friend was good. And the way you did that, and you're doing exactly what I like. Good job, y'all. That is not trivial. It matters, but it does have to be specific. If you tell me good job, I almost think you're bored. Good job. Good job. What? You have to be able to say, when you did this, that starts to cement good behaviors in their minds, right? That helps. You're always connecting dots. That's all you're doing. You're connecting what their goals are to now their actions. And that's what this one that I'm talking to, I'm like, I didn't really tell her, but like, I was straight up with her people. She looked good on paper. She sounded real good on paper. But until she actually does anything she's told me to, all I'm hearing is I literally hear nothing but noise. Because if you can't walk the talk, we need to zip the lips. And so remember, when they're new, they may have really good intentions, but if you don't help them know that what they're doing is good, they can't walk into it. People will rise to your expectation of their capabilities. And if you don't have any, there's nowhere for them to rise. There are very few people that are so self-motivated that they're going to do it no matter what. There are very few people that are so self-motivated that you can ignore them. And they are bound and determined to break the cycle, to change, to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, whatever you want to say. So all of those little things that you're thinking are busy work in building a new distributor, y'all, it really actually does matter. You are fanning their flame. You're giving them your belief. Okay. So it's little things like that. And then the countdowns with, you're this close, you're that close. If you have introduced them to people, and maybe you've got a messenger chat that you turn to a messenger, or maybe you've done just a voice message, which I just did just a few minutes ago with two girls that have previous network marketing experience. And this girl said, I'm not sure that I don't know if I can, like, I want to say I've lost that love and feeling. I don't know if I can get it back, because I was pretty burned by my previous upline with this other company. And so I said, I've got a couple of girls. I've learned so much about how other companies treat their people from people that are with us now and stuff. And I said, I would love for you just to hear their experience. And they have done other companies, so they've kind of got a little taste of what you're talking about. And then they've actually been here, and you're going to see and hear from them, so forth and so on. I said, I'm going to drop you in a chat. So they went in, they shared, she asked some questions, they did all the hugging weapons, right? Well, now I'm going to go into that chat, not just her success chat, but I'm going to go in these places where she's met these people. And I'm going to say, she's made a list. She sent me what she's going to tell her friends, and she's already got her first enrollment. Like, and typically after this, these contacts coming out in the bubble bath. I mean, because, I've got my swimsuit on here. I might as well go get in the water. Not really. I did have to dress a little bit more tropical. I forgot that I was coming to a beach party, Stacy. So I had to go change my clothes just a little bit. But I'm not. I'm going to go. I got to go give her a shout out. I got to go over here and do this. I've got to go over that because she's excited. Right now is not the time for me to go, I manage my time. Right now, time is valuable for her. So guess what? It's going to be valuable for me right now. There's none of this. I don't work after 7. Nope, we're working right now. We're going to work. We're going to go. I'm going to go and give her some hugging loving right now. So y'all, it's things like that. And then when you start thinking about your rank, the people from rank advancements. So well, a lot of people can hit manager all by themselves. They don't have to have other people enrolling, but I caution you to push everybody to manager without any duplication. Because remember, your ultimate goal is not just to have quick start or even a manager. It's to look up and you got some executive lines, right? So from the get-go, one of the things I think I see often is when somebody's running for manager to get, their rank advancement, they're like, you only need to help this many more people if they buy roughly what your average is. We're already telling them that we're in direct sales, that we don't build teams. They've got 4 or 5 people signed up or whatever it is. Let's help them get their quick starts, teach them to duplicate earlier. The earlier they can duplicate, the better that line is going to be. And remember that as long as they're in the manager ranks, they count every year. And so, for example, 2 years ago, Debbie Hanks was one of my unique accounts. She hit quick start in her first week. She hit manager in her first month. She hit silver manager, I think, the next month. And she started in February. And so I want to say she was a gold manager by the time qualifications were over. And so she had been a unique account for where did we go before Dominican? Was that our one before this last one, right? And so, but then I want to grow her to an executive. So like I said, on October 1st, I'm not going, who's going to be a quick start? I'm going, who am I going to get rank advanced? Who am I going to get rank advanced? Who am I going to get rank advanced? And so last year I knew Debbie Hanks moving from gold manager to platinum manager is a unique account for me. And it's continuing her firm foundation. And so I set out for her to be one of my unique accounts last year, but to teach her to duplicate by taking somebody else to Founders Club with her. Not just like, you got to duplicate the business model. The business model is Founders Club, it's quick start and rank advancements. All the tools that we use, whether it's boards or whether it's like, Curtis, you might have heard him say yesterday, whether it's ATM or whether it's 2x2 or whether it's X partner or whether it's I do in-home parties or I do calls. No, I only do chat method. Y'all, all of that stuff is the noise that you get bogged down in. Founders Club is your duplication model, quick starts, rank advancements. That's what you teach people. So never, never, never get distracted from what your business model is. Your business model is help somebody get their quick start, turn around and help them do the same so they can grow. So that next year you've got people that are hitting new ranks, but they're starting to lead their own teams. And you're not looking at 8 fresh people that you have to grow like completely from scratch. And then you look up, Debbie doesn't count anymore, but she's a gold director now. Does that make sense? So I think we discount the magnitude of what Founders Club is. I really do. So let me think. I don't want to tell you, y'all are learning from the masters. I'm trying to think about stuff that maybe is more vision than practical application because y'all are taught how to do it. I know for a fact y'all are taught how to do it. But do you really give it the weight that it deserves? And are you paying it forward? So if I was to ask by show of hands in the chat, how many of y'all are helping somebody else work on Founders Club right now? Okay. That is absolutely crucial. If your front line is not working on Founders Club, then that's where you got to think, oh my gosh, because you're hindering your future growth. Okay. So this absolutely matters a lot. So start thinking, I am always working on, working toward Founders Club. And now, will some people do it? Yeah. Will some people not do it? Absolutely. Will some people make a run at it and miss it? Yeah. All the things always apply. The only person's behaviors that you can control is yours. So especially since it's the foundation. So we'll take the girl that I said is a single mom and stuff like that. She has to understand that this is going to be her first unique account. She's got a little over 6 months to qualify for this trip. This trip will not only give her respite from her busy life, but it's going to build her income to care for those 4 kids that she's solely responsible for. She has to understand Founders Club. Otherwise, who's she signing up and where's she going? I'm just signing people up. Okay. What are you going to do when you get them all signed up? So be sure you're doing those things. And Stacey, I know we don't want to go a long time. I've already talked 22 minutes. So I'm going to stop and I'll answer any questions or elaborate.
I want you to share there's a lot of people that may not know you, and I want you to share your business story. I want where you were all the way to ambassador, and y'all, an ambassador makes life-changing financial freedom money. So talk to us about where you were, where you are now, what you've been able to do, and how this business has changed your life, and then bringing other people with you, how that changes your life. Yeah, because you and I have this background,
I will do that. And my girl has some finance background that I was visiting with earlier. So you may end up in a phone call or a chat too. So anyway, okay. So long story short, I was a career banker and a lifetime fluffy girl that no matter how big or small I was, and I've been all sizes, except for not very small, I was not ever well. So almost 8 years ago, I actually bought a kit from Melissa Corbin, who posted on Facebook, and we worked together. And she was probably one of the only banking people that I had on Facebook, oddly enough, which is a God thing, because if you can see that they're not working at work, you can't do anything about it, it's frustrating. So you're just not friends with people at your job where I come from. Anyway, so long story short, I did not open my kit for 2 months. I thought it was like everything else. I did not have a great 8-day, and I did not have a great first month. But I had lasted longer on product than I'd ever done. I was eating real food. I didn't hate it. So I thought, well, why not? So I kept going. But y'all, I never intended to be a distributor. I've been in banking for, at that point in time, 27 years. I started at the bank in the 80s, not too far out of high school, making $625 a month. It took me probably 15 years to make $10,000 a year. No, probably 10 years to make $10,000 a year. Okay. And then I ended up being in a regional banking position, and I made pretty good money when I left, but I'd worked hard. It'd taken years and years and years to get there. And I still didn't have the time freedom. I was still basically doing work and not being paid for certain things because I didn't qualify. Thank you for doing the work, but your title didn't qualify, all that kind of stuff. Anyway. And I will say, I have had months that I made more than I did in an entire year in banking. I really have. And so, but I was the biggest, hardest pain in the tail, I think, to ever face Singular. And so when I did start having a little bit of success, I would tell Melissa, I was like, yeah, like these pants are bigger, whatever. And she'd say every time, you should share. And I'd go, ain't going to happen. Like, I never got mad, and I never said stop saying that, never blocked her, unfriended or anything like that. But I'm like, not going to happen. And pretty much like that. I kicked her and Crystal out of my office. And I said, pretty much like that, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And so that's why I truly believe God called me to this, because I did post my pictures in what was supposed to be private so that I could encourage people that this really actually was different. And it was public, and people started asking me what to do. Well, I'd never been a distributor for anything, y'all, and I didn't respect it. I was like, y'all should get a real job. You're selling all the things on Facebook, and I've seen all your perfumes and all your lotions and all your pills and all your necklaces and all your earrings. And I'm like, so annoying. Like, go get a job. Like, that's really what I meant. Just go get a job, go get a real job. And so I did not respect it. Now, I never thought it was a pyramid scheme. I never thought that like anything was fraudulent. I just thought y'all are wasting your time. And the majority of them were, because if you don't stand for anything, you stand for nothing. So promoting everything under the sun just makes you look like you are trying to ride all the horses with one tail. Anyway, and so fast forward, I hit manager my first month. Just basically sending people my link and saying, if you like, yeah, go get it here. I mean, like, I'm not gonna tell you no, but I was trying so hard to not sell it. Y'all, the most salesy thing you can do is send somebody your link. But I didn't know. I was just going, I don't want them to feel pressured. Here's my link if you want to buy. So the next month I did not hit manager. It was December. And I was like, I work for the bank. I'm like, I already know these people are broke. I mean, I already know all this stuff. I already know they're putting stuff on credit cards. I already know the average American owes $16,000 in credit card. Just credit cards, not the rest of their debt. I already know this stuff. Why am I going to say, hey, baby, did you want those pills that you're looking at? Y'all, I did everything wrong. Everything wrong. I would not do three-way calls because that turned me off so bad. I was like, no way am I going to ruin my credibility by doing that. I would not do three-way calls. And then in January, I had somebody sign up. They signed up in December. And in January, they said, so how do I make money with this? And I thought, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I did not ever want them to say somebody could be a distributor on a call. If once we finally did start doing calls, I would literally say, do not say anything to Melissa. Melissa's very professional. Melissa Adams, like, she make good money already. Please don't embarrass me by telling her she could be a distributor. Y'all, I was hard. Every turning point was a point that God said, Jana, why are you keeping that from them? Jana, you work at the bank. Like, you know, people need money. So why are you not telling them they could be a distributor? And I would go, oh my gosh, you're so right. Y'all, people they're just trying to figure it out most of the time, just like I was, and often guarding themselves. Me not telling Melissa Adams that she could be a distributor was about me. It wasn't about her, right? And so I did so many things. I'd lived the majority of my life super guarded, super private. It's a miracle. And it's a true testament to you overcome by the power of your testimony, which is the whole be the key thing. I've shared things with people that some of my best friends didn't know. But when you know for a fact that you're called to something and your company's good, then you have to start listening at some point in time. And then, so I earned that cruise in about 6 months. The one that I met Stacy on in 2017. On my 11th month, I hit executive. It was somewhere around gold. I was probably silver director or so. I literally told the people from corporate, this is fun. And I paid for a few things with this, but like, there's no way I would ever replace my income. Like, I'm a lifetime banker. And I have eaten every word that I have ever said. I really have, but with every time. And so then I remember being at conference, and and this is one of the most impactful. It's funny, the stories that impact you. I remember my first conference, and the only story I remember is Krista Preston. She was a single mom selling her kids Christmas presents to buy formula because she had one baby and she was absolutely broke. I wasn't a single mom, and I wasn't selling things to pay for diapers or formula, but to hear that you can change your life that much, it stuck with me. Even though, and I literally remember not one other person from that conference. I remember when I was in Dallas, and I talk about it often. Tom Gillis stood on the stage, and he shared his story of just pretty much losing everything, from his mind to his income, to his career, to his credibility, to his health. I mean, he would have had nothing left. I don't know what would have happened to Tom Gillis if Freddie Elias, who was standing there holding him, because he wasn't well poised. All three of us, we speak very well from stage. I'm not going to stand here and pretend like none of the three of us. Stacy's a great speaker. I'm a great speaker. Melissa's a great speaker. He was not. He was scared to death. It's not his comfort zone. It's not his jam. And I sat there and bawled and texted him while he was still on stage. Of course, hopefully he didn't have his phone on, right? Anyway, and I was so blown away at the impact that a life can have, because one man ask another person to come to his company. And I sat there bawling hysterically. I got up and I walked out with my hands up and bawling, going to the ladies' room, Deborah Fletcher followed me, the CEO's wife, and bawling ugly cry like McDreamy died. Y'all remember McDreamy died on, if y'all don't know, McDreamy dies on Grey's Anatomy. Anyway, so I was crying like that. And she follows me. I would have laid on the floor if it hadn't been a convention ladies room. Like, I would lay down. I literally walked out and I said, I give up. I give in. I will never, ever, ever have another conversation and not tell people you have to be a part of Singular. And to this date, I've kept that word. I said, I give up and I will quit my job and quit holding on to income that I don't have to have out of fear. I've never really made a good move in my business. That was my idea. So it's things like that that you have to understand are going on in this company. And this is what I said at regionals. And this is what I say to my team on Zooms and stuff all the time. If you can understand the magnitude of this, if you haven't seen my video, I was able to leave my corporate job. It was about 5.5 years ago. It was October 6th. I turned in my resignation on October 9th. My last day was November 3rd. I flew to Dubai on November 4th. I ranked up from silver executive to gold executive in 6 months, platinum the next year, ambassador the next year. And I have not only been able to give my mother a house, been able to go with my daughter when my grandchild was airlifted and made as much money sitting in a hospital as I would have sitting here at my desk. Nobody could tell me I couldn't go. Nobody could stop me. Nobody could put any pressure on me to do anything. I literally said, it's y'all's. I've taught y'all what to do. I can't care, because I did not care. And I did absolutely nothing for days except for do exactly what I was supposed to. No one can buy that freedom in corporate America. Nobody can buy that freedom at the school. Nobody can buy that freedom running a small business, because even my girl that lashed me today, who is expecting, said, I'm going to try to take off about 3 weeks, because if I don't work, I don't get paid. And I said, then that's why you need to be doing Singular, because I do get paid. And so I have been able to pay for funerals of people that don't know who have been paid for their funeral. I have been able to give when crises happen, like Uvalde or anything like that, things that I never could do. I had no idea that I had the spirit of gift, that like one of my spiritual gifts is actually giving. All I could ever do is give time and talent, because we didn't have any money. And so when you think about everything we can do, and you think about what you feel about this company, and y'all drop in the chat, what do you think about your team? How do you feel about your company? How do you feel about your team? How do you feel about your leaders? How do you feel about people that you've never even actually touched in the flesh, but you love them and you love what they stand for? How can you lay your head down at night and not tell people about this? That's what people don't get. If you have all this love, how can you walk in fear? How can you go, well, what's she going to think when I say we should upgrade you and you should make 40% commissions this month? I know you couldn't afford your kit when you bought it. If we love these things, we got to start walking in it, y'all, and we're not walking in it. There is no way. If we were walking in it, I'd be addressing a group of ambassadors, and I'd be she queen of all things, because Robin and I said, Robin can be she queen of all things, but I'm going in right behind her. Like I don't have to be first, but like we're gonna make new ranks. But like, if you love it, you got to tell people. It has changed every part of my life, Melissa, every single part of my life. But then I look up and, so Rochelle came in with a digestion duo. I met her in Missouri. I went up there to do a whole big thing, and she's sitting there in the living room, not having it. Well, guess what? I recognized me, because I wouldn't have it either. I was going, I'm not buying what you're selling. Like, literally, I'm not buying what you're selling. And she gets in our live earlier, and she's crying, going, oh my gosh, I'll never give up on people. There's this woman that has this horrible situation with female needs. And she said, if I quit checking on her, she said she needs this so much. And like, she's fine. And she's just bawling. And she said, and please don't ever stop believing in us. And then my girl, who I was, no financial benefit, she reached out to her and helped her figure out how to do a Facebook party. We would have helped you, but the girl was like trying to figure it out. And she had met Rochelle, and she's like, Rochelle, how do I do a Facebook party? There's all these amazing human beings that just believe so much. That's who we are. And I cannot wait until we have 4 million customers. We have 5 million people that have been exposed to Singular. We have 10 million people. We only have 279 million left in America to go once we get to that point. 279 million left to go. We got some lives to change.
Yeah, we sure do. Man, this is why we knew that we needed you on here tonight, because it's just you bring the passion, you bring the fire, you bring the belief, you bring your own convictions, which they just roll over into all of us. I love you so much. And
Thank you.
do the things, like, don't just listen to what she's saying, because if you just listen to what she's saying and then you just wait and next week you show back up on the Zoom, you're going to miss it and you're wasting your time. You've got to take what she said and apply it, or else you're going to be in the same spot next week as you are right now. And you're going to be in the same spot next month as you are right now. And then we're going to be in Jamaica and you're going to be sitting there saying, oh man, I wish. Don't wish, do. Do it now and don't wait another day. I don't know if there's any questions or not, but man, I'm fired up. I'm just going to tell you, I don't see any questions. It don't take much to get me fired up. You should hear me and Jan on the phone together. It's quite comical.
We can have a good time. It's a good old-fashioned revival almost.
It sure is.
But that's the thing, Melissa, is people know what to do. The tools are out there.
Yes.
But they're more worried about the process than the passion.
That's it.
I'm sorry, your people can tell that your heart's not in it.
That's
Your
it.
prospects can tell. This girl that you're telling she could get quick start, when you're trying to text her to death, instead of breathing life into her, she can tell.
Yeah.
I truly believe it's not the process that people are missing. It's not the steps. It's not the tools. It's not even the belief in lots of cases. It is literally just walking in passion.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I hope that helps. And look, I'm on my 3rd outfit for the day because I got my beach clothes on now. This shirt still has a price tag on it, but I ran to my closet and I got the first thing that didn't look like winter.
Oh my gosh.
Like, seriously, it still has a price tag in there.
Okay, so I just have to know, did anybody else like picture the chicken dance in your head when she was doing the da 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 da? I did. I mean, I'm just saying, I just did. I love you so much. And me and Stacy and Christy, all thank you so much for being a part of this tonight. But I do want to point out something. I want you to, and Christy, I'm going to let Christy ask you about your points. But when we first started this group back in September, we had over 500 people in it. I want you to look at how many people are on the Zoom tonight. We went from 500 to 57. And I knew that would happen. We all knew that would happen because people give up on themselves. People quit believing in themselves. People start thinking, well, it's already February. I don't have a unique account. I'm just, I'm not going to go. And when you get that belief in you, you're not. You're not. You start saying, I can't, I'm not, I won't. You won't. You're exactly right. So those 57 of you that are on here right now, you hold on to that knowledge that the only limits in your life are the ones that you put on yourself.
Amen.
You can do this. You can go. You need to keep fighting. I don't care if you don't have one unique account right now. It is only February, people. You have got to believe that you can do this. You can do it in a month. You can do it this month if you decide and you get off your badonkadonk and go to work. And this is the month to do it. Sign up.
Makes me think of other songs. I'm like,
we go. This is the month to get double commissions. I mean, we all need the money. Let's start signing up these distributors and getting them exactly what Jana said and duplicating what you're doing with them, because you don't want to hold back that double commission for just you. Why not let them sign up 4 more distributors and them get double commission as well? You just got to teach them how to do it. And you've got to lead by example. And I'm so proud of all of you for still sticking it out and for all of you being on here. And Jana, we love you. Thank you for joining us. Christy, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thanks for having me. I'm going to pop off.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Thanks, Jana. You guys, I am fired up. She is so amazing. And just to tell you the kind of people we have in our company, if you don't already know, when Tommy was speaking on stage, the event that she's talking about, I had been involved in a motorcycle accident 4 years before that. 4 years before that. And during the time I was in my accident, I spent 6 weeks in a rehab center. I mean, it was a little crazy if you've never heard my story. But Tom, I didn't know this at the time. He was going through a really bad time. He was struggling. He had a lot going on. And when he spoke on stage, and I don't know if you guys that were there remember this, but he called me up at the end of his speech. And I mean, this man was shaking. He couldn't even hardly get through his speech, and we were all crying. The whole audience was crying. And he handed me the biggest roses I've ever seen in my life. They were a dozen roses. And I mean, they were huge roses. And he said that was because he was going through such a hard time 4 years ago, that because he didn't love on his singular family when they needed it the most, he felt guilty. And that thing had haunted him for so long. So even though he's going through his own turmoil, he is so nervous. He is shaking. Freddie is, like they said, holding him up on stage. He was still thinking of other people. And I was completely floored. I mean, I was way over this, and it was a long time gone. But those are the kind of people that you guys are surrounded with. That's what we have here. And it is so special because people are always thinking of other people. And so, before I go into this other thing, I just want to tell you guys, everybody has stuff. Everybody has stuff going on. Some stuff is a little more extreme than other stuff, but it doesn't matter. It's still your stuff. Okay. If you're ever feeling down and out, bogged down, just can't do anymore, you think you have so much going on, I'm going to tell you right now, reach out and bless someone else. Just do something for someone else, because guess what? You cannot be in service of someone and still be on the ground, like not being able to move anymore, not being able to go, right? So when you bless someone else, someone always has it worse than you. Somebody's always going through something. You never know what people are dealing with. So if you're like, okay, my business is, down, I don't know what to do, I'm doing all the things, I'm trying these new things, I'm trying to be consistent. You know what? I challenge you, and this is not something we talked about. I don't even know why I'm going here. So whichever of you guys needs this, here you go. God's putting it in my heart. But what I want you to do, okay, is, if you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling down and out, if you are discouraged about your points or whatever it might be, okay, I want you, in fact, all of you should do this. I want you to send out 5 cards this week to people who maybe be going through something, maybe are struggling. Doesn't have to cost you a lot of money, but think about people that come to your mind and come to your heart, and just send them a card this week. Just do that. Have you guys ever received something in the mail that you're like, oh my gosh, that is so cool, people still do this, they still send cards in the mail, or what? Just something unexpected. Pick 5 people and just pay it forward and bless them this week. So I have no idea why I went there. So whoever needs that, there you go. Okay. But Jana is amazing. Her story has always touched me. When I heard that she got her a new house, and she gave, I don't know if you guys have seen her video, her story. She gave her house to her mother. She gave her house to her mother. She didn't sell her house. She gave a house to her mom because she could afford a new house. That is crazy. Those are the kind of things we can do here, you guys. We can empower and change people's lives every single day. Okay. Don't get down on yourself. Don't get discouraged on yourself. Make it, get laser focused and make it non-negotiable what you're going to do with this. And like Jana was saying, breathe this hope into people. People have no idea what we have here. They really don't, because if they really knew, they would run through the forest with it snowing, on fire, just to get what we have, because it is super, super special. So assignments this week. First of all, here we go. We are going to drop how many Founders Club points you have right now. I know last month is not updated quite yet. If you had unique accounts, it will be updated tomorrow. It should be, but dump your points in here and also how many unique accounts you have in here. Remember, don't compare yourself to anyone, right? Everybody's totally different, but go out there and do the things that you need to do. Also, we are in the last month of the second quarter. Okay, we are almost halfway through. So if you guys want to go, how many of you guys want to go into that Founders Club lounge when we get to Las Vegas? Because it's super cool. They have picture ops, they have a photographer in there, they have snacks in there, all the things. This is your last month to hit that. Okay, so make sure that you guys are focused on that. Put it down. That's what we need to be focused on right now. 2 unique accounts and 25 points for that to hit that second quarter, not just this month, the second quarter. Okay, and the assignments this week are going to be continue to do your 2 by 2 by 2. How many of you guys are really still doing that? Okay, I know some people think they are, but I know they're really not, and they want to say they are, but I want you guys to make sure that you are doing that, okay? It will pay off. And if you are really doing that, how many of you guys have ran out of people? How many of you guys are like, oh my gosh, who else can I talk to? You should be running out of people if you have really, really done this, okay? If you're really hitting it for the business and you're really going after people, you're going to be thinking, I don't have any more people. Okay, go to the memory jogger. You have more people. Okay, I know you have more people. And the next assignment is we had you guys host. How many of you guys really hosted your parties last week? Facebook parties. How many of you are still scared to death and thinking there's no way I can do this? Believe me, we're going to help you make it easy, okay? But this week, I want you to try to get a party set up for a customer. It's going to be a little harder, okay? I've been trying to do this and I'm like, oh my gosh, come on guys. But either for a customer or even for a prospect, let's go that far and get a party set up this week for them. We will be having, we will be coming live next week, but if you didn't already hear, Stacy, Melissa and I, and a couple other you guys, if you guys are going in the cruise, tell us on the chat. We are going to be on the cruise next week. So you guys will get flooded with pictures. For us, it's the 10th anniversary cruise. And I'm taking my kids and we can't even wait. We are super, super excited and pumped up for that. So no Zoom next week, but we will come on here and surprise you guys. Who knows what we'll be doing? You never know what we'll be doing. And then we will meet again the next week, okay? But we love you guys. Thank you for jumping on. Make sure that you get with your accountability partner and check in with them. I actually messaged one of mine when I was on here. I was like, hey, haven't seen you in a while. Make sure that you're getting with them. And if they're not getting on here and if they're kind of stuck in the mud or whatever, try to boost them up, but don't let them pull you down. Find a new accountability partner that you see on here. Okay. We're here for each other. We love you guys. And I hope you guys, I think that's it. Stace, unless, or Melissa. I think that's it.
Good.
Okay, guys, have a good week. And we will be definitely thinking about you. And we're baking in the sun on a ship together, drinking whatever we want, eating whatever we want. And yeah, we'll take lots of pictures. So you guys have a good week. We'll talk to you soon.